everybody today to our coffee break with series. We will be interviewing Silvia Paloschi today. She's a digital marketing expert and coach. She's an amazing professional. And coffee break series are, as you might know, some interviews that we are running to meet inspiring professionals from all over the world, multidisciplinary people. So I hope that you enjoy this interview. I'm recording now. So welcome to everybody. We are today here with Silvia, and we are doing a new interview on our coffee break with series. So first of all, let's introduce our guest. Silvia, where are you from and what do you do?
Hi, everybody. Currently live in the UK, in Exeter, and but I'm originally from Milan, so originally Italian, but also British citizen. I would define myself as being a portfolio career holder, specifically in the areas of digital training and coaching, or startup coaching and project management.
Okay, so tell us a bit more about what you do. You play in different industries. So what are they?
Yeah, I left one out, by the way, which is actually cultural consultations as well. What I do is that my week never looks the same. I work for different companies or different agencies, and depending on the amount of work that they have, they could contract me out for like a year's worth of work, or a couple of days a week, or they could give me work by the hours, or by project, or by just delivery. And this is what I do. So specifically when it comes to coaching, I work for the Google Digital Garage, for instance, by an agency, which is called Upscale Digital. And they just literally allocate work as and when it comes in. And they have a platform. So we communicate via platform. I receive the job, accept it or reject it, depending on my availability. And then once I accept it, I just have to deliver. Obviously, I receive training on all of the slide decks that we're using and the content that I have to deliver. And it's based on specialisms that I have in the areas of digital marketing. When it comes to cultural consultations and transcreation work, it works pretty much the same, just via email. They ask me for availability for a consultation project. They send it over. They give me a deadline. I have to work by the deadline. Doesn't matter if I work in the day, at night, in the afternoon, providing I meet the deadline, that's all fine. When it comes to project management, probably a little bit more structured, and that's on a contractual basis. So they give me designated days when I should be working, so that they're able to reach out to me if they need to talk to me, and obviously all of the partners that we would be working with would also know when to reach out to me and communicate with me.
Okay, so it's kind of broad. I think it's super interesting that your profile as a freelancer is in different industries or completely different sectors. So as I can see that you are a career explorer, why is it important to keep exploring your career when you are a professional?
Well, as a personality trait, I tend to get bored very easily. So that's probably what pushes me into exploring different avenues all the time. I do like diversity and variety, but as everybody can guess, I'm not really like the greenest on the floor. So it is important when you reach a certain age to become as flexible as possible in order to be able to understand and adapt to the needs of the market. Market needs are constantly changing. Companies' needs are constantly changing. And if we were to sort of like freeze into roles that we were holding, say, even like 10 years ago, then we wouldn't be able to adapt and become hireable, really, employable or relevant.
Yes. I completely agree with this, and more actually in this current situation that we are living. But now that you are talking about adaptability and flexibility and all those skills, like what skills do you think are the most important in the workplace right now, like nowadays?
Something that has come to the fore recently is there was an incredible sort of like focus on leadership skills in the last 10 years. But I would say what's come to the fore at the moment is actually the ability, the soft skills, so the ability to understand the people that you're working with, the services that you have to provide. It's not just about being effective and efficient, it's about understanding the needs of the people that you're working with, for, and that you're serving. And if you do not have those skills, then you become practically redundant in the space of 2 seconds, because you wouldn't be able to then either excel at what you're doing or provide your employer and your beneficiaries with what they need.
Okay, so which skills do you consider would be maybe the top 5?
Top 5.
Yes, or maybe top 3.
I would say open-mindedness would be the one. So by open-mindedness, I mean the ability to receive feedback, understand feedback, process feedback, and act upon it. That would probably be my mantra. We are surrounded by people, and everybody has a different attitude towards work and towards everything in life. And so if we're not able, and I'm really not talking about being able to receive criticism, that's completely different. I'm talking about feedback. When feedback is being given, it's formative and it's informative as well. And I would say that's probably top priority for everybody in whatever position you're in, because that will give you an opportunity to develop and become better at what you're doing all the time. So that would be my top skill. An ability to communicate effectively with everybody around you. That would be my second skill. So one of the soft skills that I rate as being one of the most important. So ability to communicate what you want, what you need other people to do, or repeat back possibly what people have asked you to do, so that you have a full understanding of the tasks that you will have to perform. Number 3 would be obviously learning. It would be being open to the fact that the world is changing constantly, and that we need to be up to date with our knowledge, and that for as tiring as it might be after a day's worth of work, we always have to keep flexible and learn more than we know, so that we can progress either in our chosen career or move into different fields as and when needed, when our position might become redundant because of all the threats that we face on a regular basis. I would say probably these top 3.
Oh, actually, I couldn't agree more on what you said, especially in the third one, like the ability of learning how to learn. I think it's super important, because there are sectors that haven't been discovered yet, right? So we need to adapt to them and be able, and actually, for example, this situation of COVID-19, we were not expecting it, and it has changed to a different new world of working, right? So I couldn't agree more with what you said.
Yeah, just recently, in fact, like because of like one of my jobs changed dramatically from in-person delivery to virtual delivery, which is my digital training role. And I've been trained on working on 3 different online platforms that I will have to use for delivery. So depending on the different clients that we're serving and working for, we will have to use different tools. And if you don't have that flexibility and the curiosity, I would say curiosity probably one of the biggest traits that people should be having in everything that they're facing in life. Open-mindedness and curiosity. And we were talking with one of my colleagues, and one of the things that we actually had realized we had in common was this excitement towards learning yet another platform. It's called DigiLeaders, and it's fantastic, by the way. And we were just like, yeah, like 2 kids, like literally talking about like, oh my God, have you seen the breakout rooms? They're amazing. They just look so real, because they have actually put together like an amazing virtual environment. You know, and I guess that's the secret of actually keeping happy with what you're doing, like understanding the changes and getting excited about them, as opposed to, you know, beating down.
Yes, it's super inspiring for me as well, because I try to to apply all what you're saying, all that skills every day, and more now more than ever. But listening from another person, it cheers me up a little bit. Like, hey, you need to be excited and curious on what you are doing. So it's super inspiring. Let's move on the questions that I was planning to ask. Another thing that do you think that these skills that you are sharing will change after the crisis, or they will be more important than ever?
They will be more important than ever, because we are dealing with a level of uncertainty that I personally have never experienced in my life. So I personally wake up every day thinking I can't, whereas up until a couple of months ago, I could plan for the immediate future and the medium term, as in, this is where I would like to be in 12 months' time. I can't even think of doing it, which is, it is rather challenging, especially for a person like me, because I'm always I'm always thinking about the future, and it's impossible for us to actually even predict what the world will be like as soon as, you know, all of the strict measures that we're all subject to will be sort of like lifted. So it is really important to keep a focus on adaptability, flexibility, and understanding that the world could be the same, but could be completely different. There will definitely be some changes that we'll have to face, because it will be, it's obvious, like we can see changes happening around us all along. So I was reading an article the other day that 1 in 7 people in America are being laid off. So that means that there will be a large amount of people available on the market. So competitiveness is going to be probably an issue as soon as jobs will become available again. The economies will, you know, will start hopefully recovering from this massive hit. And that's where flexibility, so being able to, you know, have an open mind on, you know, the career that we want to pursue in the shorter term. The focus should be more on what skills do I want to acquire with the first job that I'm going to get once we're out of this situation. If you do not have a job, if you've lost a job, it will be what's the need that is more pressing at the moment, and if I'm unemployed at the moment, what are the skills that I can acquire through, like, the amount of free courses that are available out there at the moment. If you do have a job, it'll be how can I actually still make it relevant, and how can I make a difference in the job that I'm doing, so that not only can I keep it, but I can actually make my company thrive in the new environment. So I'd say yes, there's a lot that is going to happen in the next couple of months, and the focus should be on adaptability.
I think that what you're saying, it's super interesting, because I try to imagine how those students, like, or recent graduates, that now they are facing this situation of getting a job or an internship, and a lot of internships or job applications have been canceled, and now they need to, so we have been learning during the last years on the number, so what you want to be in 10 years time in your job role right now. So at this 10 years time it's not existing anymore, right? That's, as you were saying, it's more the short term, and this situation of coronavirus has showed us that the short term is more important than we thought to get to the long term. So,
yes.
It's been cool to hear what we're saying, because I really agree with it. So now thinking about your industry or your industries, how are they being affected by the current situation?
Well, the coaching industry has been affected massively. So it's been hit quite badly, because obviously all of the everything that we were delivering in person has been cancelled for obvious reasons, and so all of those you know, training sessions that company were so, you know, adamant to book in have not been well, have been moved to a virtual environment in some cases, or cancelled completely because of the uncertainty. So I would say the coaching industry has been affected. It's recovering in the sense that the virtual environments, as I was saying, that we're using, so the platforms that are being used are varied and very effective in what they need to do in terms of like enabling the coaches to do their job as it should be done, by being able to give attention to all the people that are participating in an online webinar or in an online teaching learning experience. And for us, it's meant not only learning the platforms, but also becoming aware of different techniques, different delivery techniques that we need to develop in a very short period of time. Because in my industry, you get given a chance, and when you're being given a chance, because it's all based on feedback and being able to make the clients happy, you really need to deliver. So the focus has to be even higher, and you're delivering from your flat in my case. So there's issues with there might be issues with concentration that you have to become aware of, in terms of like trying to eliminate all the possible distractions around you, and make sure that you're focused on the task, which is easier when you have an audience in front of you, especially if you have like about 120 people in front of you. You know that as soon as you start delivering, you have to be on the ball. When you can't even see the people that you're delivering to, and you're just like literally looking at the reflection of your face in the screen, it's a lot more difficult, because you don't have that immediate response that normally our coaches tend to feed off.
Yes, and I think that this is a thing completely out of topic. But for example, teachers that now are delivering their classes like with online classrooms, I think that they might be facing the same. So it's completely out of topic, but it did remind me to this.
Absolutely. For those who want to go into coaching and training and teaching, yes, the challenges are the same. So it's about becoming aware that although the skills although the knowledge really needed for teaching and coaching is the same, the delivery techniques are completely different. And trust me, there's a lot more work that you have to do just to prepare a 1-hour online delivery than a delivery in class. There's a lot more work that you have to do in terms of preparing material that has to be shared in advance or during the session or after the session. You have to make sure that during your delivery, you're fitting in breaks when you're asking for that feedback that otherwise you'd have by just people looking at you and showing either maximum interest or boredom. So you do have to, sit down with yourself and then go through the material, make sure that it will fit the delivery time as well, that you will not overrun, because you're not going to be given like a chance to exceed, not even by 10 minutes. So there's a lot more preparation work that you have to do when you're delivering to a virtual audience as opposed to like a real one. And there's not going to be any coffee breaks, which I will dearly. Yeah.
Well, it's good to know a professional perspective on this, because we are not used to be delivered knowledge online, but now we need to show more respect than ever to the person who's delivering, because there's more work to do before. There's more pre-work, and your session maybe it's even more worthy delivered by online, because there's more preparation, right? So it's good to know the situation, because most of our audience are students. Make them like click on. Oops, sorry. I think that my.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I don't know. The headphones are switching to the laptop and those ones. So no, that what I was saying is that our audience, they are students, and now they are receiving their classes through online. So they need to do as well this exercise of trying to understand who's behind the screen and what it took that person to move their normal methodology to a different and a new one.
Absolutely. So, and it's down to the students as well to possibly try and give their teachers or coaches feedback, because as I was saying, especially when you're delivering to a large audience, there aren't any tools that will actually show everybody that is on. Even Zoom is amazing at showing everybody participating in a virtual meeting, but you will never be able to see them all. So it's easy when you're delivering to smaller groups because you can recreate almost recreate like a classroom environment, and you can get everybody to chip in with what they need to say and what they want to say. But when you're delivering to larger audiences, it's definitely much more challenging because of the lack of visual contact.
And now that we are talking about these challenges or these new situations, can you see any opportunities in your field post-corona?
Yes. I can't really predict what is going to happen, but I guess that post-corona, people will want to be in, well, once the threat has gone, the actual, health threat has gone, which I hope will be soon. I think that people will want to socialize a lot more and participate in activities, and they will probably want to celebrate life and being together. So for what concerns my role as a coach, I see that as a positive, because I think that the number of events will probably just scale up. But just because people will probably be tired of sitting in their lounges or bedrooms or studies, and we want to be in the presence of other people. And professionally speaking, an excuse of actually having the socials is via training and training sessions. I deliver so the Google Digital Garage delivers free training sessions to companies and SMEs and startups and individual professionals as well. So the joy of delivering the sessions is that you have all of these professionals, amazingly talented people, all in the same room, and the conversations that happen in the real world tend to be incredibly interesting and formative for everybody, including myself. I learned from the people I teach to at the same time. And so I think that we're all missing that, both on the trainer and on the receiver's end. And so my impression is that the number of those events will intensify as the health threat goes. Obviously, if the health threat is still there, so if there's a risk of contagion after the lockdown bans have lifted, then we'll probably have to carry on with virtual delivery. I guess one of the advantages of what's happened now is that most people are now coming to grips with how digital works. And so the sessions will probably become more interesting because they will become a bit more sophisticated in terms of content. Maybe more of like they will be more focused on strategic aspects of digital marketing in my case, as opposed to the practical elements of it, because everybody will have had an experience of actually having to work in virtual environments more. So I guess if the health threat doesn't go, there will be again a surge possibly in the online provision of webinars and courses and upskilling sessions. If it goes, we'll probably proceed with a blend. Like, it will probably be easier for people like myself. I tend to travel around the country a lot, and sometimes I have to deliver sessions up in Wales, or up in London, or down like in the deepest end of Cornwall, and sometimes it takes me like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, of traveling in my car to get to the destination. So those will probably be the sessions that people will get used to having delivered, via a virtual platform, as opposed to just having like a person traveling from wherever in the world to deliver them. And so it will be probably less physical taxing then, and I will probably do in-person delivery more on a local basis. So I can only see advantages. Sorry, it's a bit of a long-winded answer that I've given you. But I guess the post-corona will probably be just a blend of virtual and in-person experiences, because people will have become more accustomed to using their laptops and the virtual environments.
And I think that by the end, like, we are social beings, right? Like, we like, and especially the Italians and the Spanish ones, we like to touch people and hug and be surrounded by people. So I completely agree with what you do. Like, maybe virtual, we will expecting more specific and technical knowledge, while we meet with each other, we will expect more personal experiences and sharing and relating with individuals, right? I don't know, I believe in that, and especially we adults, we can understand. I want to see as well, which is out of topic again, but how kids start relating with each other after this situation where they cannot relate, right? So well, out of topic, let's get back to to the important stuff. So one more thing that I would like to ask is, considering your career and experience, what advice would you share with someone who is trying now to get a new job or an internship?
The advice that I would give them is, well, be open to virtual internships. So actively look for one right now, because there are a few companies that are adapting to that. And so I would say, yeah, definitely stay open to a virtual internship. Something else that I would say, if internships are hard to find, or a first experience is hard to find because of the high competitiveness of, you know, the number of people that have been laid off as well, then I would say look at the volunteering sector. Volunteering gives an opportunity to develop skills, and the skills that, other than the specialist skills, obviously the specialist knowledge that certain jobs you know, require, like I couldn't be a doctor for obvious reasons. Other than the specialist knowledge and skills, all other jobs will actually equip you, even volunteering, with skills that you can apply to all jobs that you will, you know, to all careers that you might decide to go for in the future. So I would say, if it's hard and if you can take not having money coming in, I would look for all possible volunteering positions that are available at the moment. And if instead, you know, you're finishing your studies and you do need to have a salary, I would say do not rule out working in those essential fields that are available at the moment. Because as far as I could read from you know, all my contacts on LinkedIn and you know, careers experts and recruiters, those who will go into even like stacking shelves at Tesco's will be favored over people who have done nothing. So I would say, like, if you can put that on your CV and say, during COVID, this is what I did because it was the only job that was available, those will certainly be rewarded when all other jobs in their chosen career will become available.
Well, thanks. I think it's an awesome advice we haven't heard before. I think it can be super helpful because there are millions of students in quarantine right now that their internships or jobs have been canceled, and now they are in this hurry feeling of the need of looking for a salary or a job. So I think it can be really valuable for them. So I'm going to ask you the last question, but before, I would like to let our audience know that we are interviewing people every day from different industries, different job roles, different countries. So we have a wider perspective of how's the situation right now. So if you want to know more information about them, subscribe in the channel and follow us in Instagram, because you can be then updated on what we are having here in the coffee breaks. And before we leave, I would like to ask Silvia the last question, which would be if you can share 3 resources with us to get into your industry. It can be a webpage, a book, service, a movie, Instagram account, like whatever. We will share this with our audience so they can get into the field easily.
Absolutely. Well, I'll this is really not because I'm partial and because I am training on these things, but Google have a lot of free resources and courses available on their platform. I would highly recommend a couple. One is the Fundamentals of Digital Marketing. So the Google Digital Garage has a platform. So just by Googling Google Digital Garage, you know, top result will literally be, you know, the platform. And the Fundamentals of Digital Marketing, for those of you who are interested either in going into like a marketing role, or those of you who would just like to get to grips with digital marketing, I would say get their qualification. It comes into it's in a modular format, so it's really not, and it's in a video format as well, with content that can be downloaded. I would say go like definitely take that qualification as you're waiting for something to come your way. It's free. You don't have to pay for the certificate. The same applies to the Google Analytics platform. So once again, if you want to go into digital marketing and understand how analytics work and how you can actually use all those numbers to advise your clients, or even like have better understanding yourself of what, you know, what those numbers mean for your business and how they can inform the planning and the strategies that you're putting into place to make things work for you on your website or an e-commerce website. And then I would say, once again, there's a Google Analytics free course that people can take. It comes in different stages: beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And the same applies to Google Ads. So they're all free courses, and I would say the more you get to know about this, the more you will be able to navigate the digital marketing world, regardless of the position that you're in. Even if you just have to instruct people on what to do, you'll know what these platforms do and what they can do for your business or the businesses that you'll be working for. That would be my advice. And then definitely link up on LinkedIn with leaders in the sectors that you would like to get into, or recruiters or careers advisors. They are an absolute treasure of information in terms of what is going to be happening to the industries that you want to have a presence in career-wise. So just follow as much as you can. I can't name one because I'm expecting that people that you're talking to will be specializing in different industries, but I would say try and find those influencers, but not in the Instagram sense of influencing, on LinkedIn, that can guide you through these difficult times.
I think I lost connection for 10 seconds. Can you hear me now?
I can, yes.
Yes. Awesome.
Okay.
It was my internet. Well, these are amazing advices or resources that I think that they are affordable for everybody right now, if you have an internet connection. So they are really valuable. So, well, Silvia, thanks for your time. Thanks for having us, and especially like investing your time in inspiring other people in this situation. We really appreciate it. And I hope that the situation gets fast than we think, faster, and we can get back to normal as soon as possible.
Yeah, that would be my hope. No, thanks for having me, Alba. It's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, and again, if you do, you know, if anybody needs any advice, then Alba has my details. So happy for you to share them with anybody who's interested in a career, in a portfolio career, or in a career in coaching and training and all aspects of digital, cultural consultation, or project management.
Definitely. And actually, I did one of these digital marketing on Google. Here in Spain, they are called Google Activate. It's different, I guess, in each country, how they call it. And they are super interesting, actually. And the one I did, I think it was 40 hours training, and it was super interesting.
Yes, yeah, they're very informative, and I think they're laid out. They update them constantly as well, and because they're free, I mean, there's nothing to lose. But they have actually been designed in a way that they're both informative and not too heavy at the same time. So the content is very digestible, and it can be how can I say, like you there will be resources that they will link up to if you just want to go a little bit deeper into you know, something that you might then be interested in further.
And they are really from the basics, right? So if you have no idea, no clue what digital marketing is, it's a really good way to start without investing money, just your time on learning.
Absolutely. There's the Hootsuite Academy as well. you can do all of the courses for free. The certifications come at a price. But once again, if you're interested in social media advertising, for instance, you can attend, like you can attend, you can access their courses online. They only ask you to pay for the certification, and the certification can be relatively expensive. So it can go from $90 to $250 or $450 for the most sophisticated courses. But the knowledge can be acquired for free. So you can access the courses for free. You have to pay for the certification. With Google, you don't have to pay for the certificate. You can have it. But if then people get passionate about what they're learning with Hootsuite, with Hootsuite Academy, for instance, and if they do want to have that certificate because then it will enhance their ability to get hired in that specific field, then I would say they are a relatively good investment. As much as a lot of Udemy courses on search engine optimization, for instance, and I think Udemy has probably put more courses available for free. There's a lot of startup courses in search engine optimization that people can actually access for free on Udemy, and I quite like that learning platform. It's quite varied, and they do tend to select their trainers quite, they have strict selection criteria, I guess, on the quality of the courses that they host on their platform itself. So I would say that, yeah, if you can access any course that can give you insights on search engine optimization, how it works, and how it's one of the digital marketing channels, and people tend to shy away from it because they think it's too technical. But there's aspects of editorial SEO, for instance, that are very easy to digest. For some people, boring, like my other half thinks that what I do.
Or scary. I would say scary.
Yeah.
SEO is scary.
Absolutely. So I would say download, like I can't remember. I will probably send you the name of like there's a trainer who's developed a free course on Udemy for search engine optimization, and it's a really good one for starters.
Awesome. We will share it with the audience in a blog post, and that would be awesome. Okay, so Silvia, again, thanks for your time and for sharing your knowledge with us. It's been a pleasure meeting you, even it's virtual. I hope that when this passes by, I'm able to go to Exeter, so hopefully we can meet there personally.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah, be fantastic to share a drink together.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. So really looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
So this is it for today. I hope that you've enjoyed this interview as much as I did. Meeting Silvia, it's been amazing. She's an amazing professional. So to keep watching our interviews, subscribe to the channel, this YouTube channel, and you can follow us in Instagram as well to keep updated to which professionals we are interviewing. So don't forget that we are releasing interviews every week. And if you have any question on to ask to our guests, please send us an email and we will make sure that they answer your doubts. So thank you. Bye.